Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Minnesota Twins.
Welcome to Sutter Health Park in beautiful Sacramento, California. A lovely Monday night here on the West Coast. It is game one of a four-game series coming up as the Twins take on the A's. Hi, everybody. Alongside Trevor Plouffe, I'm Corey Provis. Audra Martin from the field in just a bit. Well, the Twins, this marks the third and final stop on this cross-country tour. And look, we're missing home, no doubt about that. But there have been some moments on this road trip where it has felt like home, hasn't it?
That's right. We want to bring all the good people of Minnesota, just a little bit of California back to you. So we're going to start out here with, how about some Minnesota nice? Our guy Trevor Larnach, he's been like Joe Mauer, number 7. Some clutch, sweet swings from the left-hand side. And you know what I like about him, Corey? He only speaks when spoken to. Love that from him. We're going to move on now. We're going to go Minnesota passive-aggressive. I didn't really know this was a thing, but I guess it is. We're going Joe Ryan. He's a little bit like our guy Justin Morneau. The hands on the hip right there. He's nice on the surface, but he wants to eat your lunch. And you know what he's told me, Corey? He's never felt more comfortable at the big league level. That should scare opposing hitters to death. And what about Minnesota nasty? That's definitely not a thing, but he's been like a Burt Blyleven curveball, or how about a Dan Gladden slide into home? He's been terrorizing pitchers and batters alike, getting it done on both sides of the ball. Corey, I'm California cool, like a summer breeze on a beautiful summer night. And that's what we're going to have tonight at Sutter Health Park, a beautiful day for baseball.
Nice, passive, nasty. Twins baseball coming up from Sacramento, game 1 of 4. Twins and the A's on a lovely night here on the West Coast. Stay tuned. Baseball coming up next right here on Twins TV.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Welcome back to Sacramento and Major League Baseball today, celebrating the 5th annual Lou Gehrig Day, raising awareness for ALS. Remarkably, what began on this date in 1925, replacing Wally Pipp in the starting lineup for the Yankees, on his way to 2,130 consecutive games. Of course, broken by Cal Ripken Jr., but the streak began on this date, and also Lou Gehrig passed away on this date in 1941. Beautiful night here for baseball in Sacramento. Bright and sunny, 80 degrees. Rocco Baldelli and the Twins looking for win number 32 on the season, and the Twins have played well against California teams so far this year, a perfect 6-0, sweeping both the Angels and the Giants, and we'll try and keep that going against the A's here tonight. The Twins lineup is brought to you by Menards. Byron Buxton back in the leadoff spot here tonight. The Twins offense averaging just 4 runs per game, 24th in baseball. Larnach, Lee, Wallner, Correa, Castro, Clemens, Ty France, and Christian Vasquez will catch and bat 9th for the Twins here today. And veteran righty, 2-time All-Star Luis Severino goes in game 1 for the A's.
The Minnesota Twins fans definitely remember him from the Yankees. Last year, he spent some time with the Mets. Now here in West Sacramento with the A's. He's got a 4-seamer, a sinker, a sweeper, a cutter, a change, and a slider. Corey kind of throws everything. He'll stand in the middle of the mound, take over the entire rubber before ending up on the first base side. The second pitch to right-handers will be that sweeper, a little cutter. Left-handers are going to get the same thing, a little bit more 4-seam to the left-handers.
I saw the note. He has not allowed a home run over his last 52 2/3 innings, and defensively behind Severino here tonight, this has not been a strength for the A's as a team. Drew Avins in left, Denzel Clark, he can catch it in center. Lawrence Butler in right, Tyler Soderstrom, Luis Arias, Jacob Wilson, right now the front runner for the American League Rookie of the Year, C.J. Alexander, and Shea Langoliers behind the plate for the A's here tonight. But getting back to that note on Severino, so he's gone homer free over his last 52 2/3 innings. Keep in mind, this has been quite the hitter-friendly ballpark this season.
It has been, Corey. Park Factor has it tied with Camden Yards for the best hitting park in all of baseball. His last start was in Houston. That's a park that you can hit some homers, so that streak is very impressive for Luis Severino.
Well, Byron Buxton all smiles back in the lineup here tonight. It was a down day, as we thought yesterday, so Byron did not appear at all against Seattle. Came off the injured list on this road trip and back in the leadoff spot here tonight. He has the highest first pitch swing percentage of any Twin. So Byron digs in, Severino ready, and the opening pitch is swung on and chopped to third. On the charge comes Alexander, and on one pitch he throws out Buxton. So Buxton retired. Alexander made the play. Trevor Larnach coming up. But first we take a look at our keys to the game, which are brought to you by Toyota.
Keys for today's game, the party's out front. That just means lift and separate. Get the ball in the air here. We just talked about Park Factor. It's the best park to score runs in as well. And then keep wetting that line. If at first you don't succeed scoring runs in this game off Severino, the bullpen for the A's has not been good. The Twins did the business to Seattle's bullpen. They could do the same here in West Sacramento.
Yeah, statistically the worst bullpen in the game. That's what the Twins will see with the A's this week. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the Bay Area native Trevor Larnach from the East Bay. About a 90-minute drive, he told me before the game, to his hometown. Inside from Severino, now a 2-1 count. Lefties have hit Severino better than righties so far this season.
I think I'm going to categorize him as effectively wild, Severino.
And Larnach well hit to right. In the sunshine, though, is Butler. And sunglasses on, makes the play. It's a good swing, solid contact, but on a line to Butler for round number 2.
Got to get that thing a little bit more up in the air for it to carry here. I'm looking at the flagpoles. Don't know exactly what it means. It is blowing a little bit cross there from right field to left. It looks like, at least that's where the flags are blowing.
So Brooks Lee in the 3 spot here tonight. He's hit safely in his last 4. And did not offer. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes now on the California native, Brooks Lee from the central coast of California. Twins have quite a few native Californians on this roster. That's pulled foul, 2-1. And of course, I'm working with,
yes, you are,
a fellow Californian, Southern California.
Brooks Lee and I have been home shopping for him during the downtime in the Twins clubhouse. Yes.
Some news. Check swing, and Lee went that time. This is Brian Walsh, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Lee.
2-1 count there. Sevy goes to the breaking ball, and Lee can't hold up. I don't mean him and I are buying a house together. I'm just helping him look for something.
It sounds like a possible Bravo show to hit this offseason. Now 3-2. Lee hasn't seen a true 4-seam fastball yet, and really Severino's 4-seam usage is down this year.
Again, you just watch him on the mound. He takes up the entire rubber, ends up on the third base side.
Hit right at Alexander. Had him play perfectly in the hole. 3 up, 3 down for Luis Severino. And Joe Ryan about ready to take the mound. Another Bay Area native, and with Joe Ryan, boy, a lot of connections. Not just being back in California, but we've got the whole Joe Ryan experience ready here tonight for Game 1. Joe Ryan is a native of the Bay Area and a huge admirer of one of their most famous bands. This Deadhead has helped restore life into the Minnesota Twins.
Swung on a miss, he struck him out, and Joe Ryan, fans 11.
With a mind-bending sweeper, and look at that movement, and a high heater recall, fire on the mountain. He struck him out at 93. The man who doesn't have yet a touch of gray on his head has been electric.
Joe Ryan on the mound tonight. He's becoming win day guy.
When Ryan is in rhythm, the Twins are trucking.
The way he was throwing the ball, I think he was feeling it.
Tonight, he will spend a little time on the hill It's the Joe Ryan Experience. Stay tuned for what could be a long, strange trip. Peace. I mean, we were jamming the entire time to that.
You were jamming.
Come on.
I was just kind of bobbing the head. You give the piece right there. I love it, man.
But it is an experience, right? I mean, with Joe Ryan, it is something to look forward to. Not just how he throws, but all that goes into a Joe Ryan night.
He's a different type of cat. There's no doubt about it. Sometimes I can't tell, is he aloof? Is he locked in? And I think that's a good thing if you're a starting pitcher. Keep him guessing, Corey. He's obviously had a tremendous year this year. Just the whip for him, 0.8 on the year. He's going to attack the zone. We all know what he offers there. Here's the lineup.
And the lineup he will see brought to you by Ford, Lawrence Butler, Jacob Wilson, Brent Rooker, former Twin, Soderstrom, Langoliers, Alexander Urias, the rookie Avens, and Denzel Clark hitting ninth. The A's offense averaging about 4.2 runs per game, 16th in baseball. They do hit home runs. 74 as a team, 7th most in all of Major League Baseball. And Butler sends one to right, and this is going to sail over the head of Matt Wallner, bounce off the wall. Butler's rounding first. He'll try for two, and Wallner's throw is cut off, and a first pitch leadoff double for Lawrence Butler, who stays hot, batting almost .350 his last 15 games.
The A's offense has not been their problem, Corey. It's been the bullpen. It's been some of the starting pitching. But Lawrence does not waste any time right there. Gets that fastball right over the heart of the plate. He does not miss. You might have thought he got that one. Definitely did not. Wallner made a decent throw here, but not enough time to get Butler.
And now Jacob Wilson, first-round pick back in 2023, one of the best hitters going in the game. And right now he is the front-runner to be the American League Rookie of the Year, and for good reason. That's how good this guy has been. He leads all the rookies just about every category, but including the veteran players, Wilson is second in all of baseball in hits, and a tough guy to strike out. 14 strikeouts this season to 13 walks.
And it took him a while to get his first walk. He is going to put the ball in play, and these two at the top of the order for the A's, Butler and Wilson, they're very dynamic. They're obviously young. They have some things to learn at the big league level, but Wilson has his own style of hitting. And I am so happy that they haven't tried to change his philosophy. He is who he is.
And Ryan's 1-1, poke to the right side. This will advance Butler as France takes it to the bag. And there's out number one. So Butler now at third. We'll see how the Twins defend here in the first inning. And speaking of the Twins defense, a look at Rocco's group here. Defensively for the first of four here in Sacramento, Castro, Buxton, Wallner in the outfield. Lee, Correa, Clemens, France, and Vasquez is catching Ryan tonight. And Buxton, after a night off, day off really, back in center tonight. Twins have the infield in here in the first inning for Brent Rooker DHing. Swings and misses 0-1.
We've seen that throughout the league this year. Infield in almost no matter what in these situations. And I like it. This is always one of the better baseball, scenarios.
Down by Vasquez. 1-1 strike on the former first-round pick by the Twins back in 2017 that traded to San Diego, along with Taylor Rogers in the deal that brought Chris Paddock and Emilio Pagan back to the Twins right around opening day 2022. And Rooker was an all-star for the first time at 23, back-to-back 30 home run seasons, and began to offer, did not, and a 2-1 count to Rooker. And Ryan wondering if that was low. It was. Two-1, ground ball skips right side, glove by Clemens, comes home to catch the tag, and Butler is out. So the contact play was on. Ryan inducing a ground ball, glove by Clemens, and Vasquez applies the tag, and Butler is out number two.
Yeah, the A's were running the contact play right here. Clemens was in the perfect spot for this Rooker ground ball. It almost looked like he double clutched a little bit, but he got the throw out in time, fired a strike. See Vasky giving Butler a lane to slide, but then applying the tag. That's just textbook catching right there. 2 outs for the Twins now with a runner on first base.
So fielder's choice for Rooker and Butler.
Look at Joe Ryan down there. He's excited.
Erased, and now we're 2 down for Tyler Soderstrom. And he's down to strike. Soderstrom, homegrown, first-round pick in 2020. Plays some first, plays some left. He had been playing more left with Nick Kurtz, former high pick out of Wake Forest at first base. Kurtz is hurt, so Soderstrom back to playing more regular time at first base.
I think we'll see that out of the A's today. A lot of first pitch hacking. They understand the type of pitcher that Ryan is, a guy that is going to fill up the strike zone. They don't wait around anyway, but against a guy like Ryan, I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of first pitch swings today.
Soderstrom, 12 home runs, only 2 at home, pulls it to first right at Ty France, and France will now pick up the out as Soderstrom never ran. He never left the batter's box area, and here's an out first, but it's
For the second time in a week, we are playing Big League Baseball at a minor league ballpark. Sutter Health Park is home to the Athletics for the next few years until things are ready to go for the official move to Las Vegas. And unlike the situation in Tampa, this ballpark is doing double duty as it continues to be the home park of the Sacramento River Cats, a AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. Because of the extra wear and tear, Corey, I'll send it back to you.
Matt Wallner, deep center field on the warning track and just in the yard, Audra, for Denzel Clark as the Moose just missed out to straightaway center field. So 4 up, 4 down for Severino. Audra, back to you.
Yeah, because of the extra wear and tear here at the ballpark, the league did toss around the idea of using artificial turf, but instead opted for upgraded natural grass with a very extensive maintenance plan instead. There were other adjustments that had to be made. They got upgraded facilities. There's a 2-story facility out in left field. Guys have everything they would need to get ready for a game. Both dugouts were expanded. Bathrooms and shaded areas were added to the bullpens, and then a new state-of-the-art scoreboard was installed here in right center field as well. So a lot of adjustments, doing the best they can, making the best of a tough situation, but very unique situation for the Twins now, seeing their second minor league park in a week, guys.
Audra, thanks. Great report there. So the A's will play here at least the next 3 years, and there is an option for a 4th year. And the 1-1 to Carlos Correa is over but low, ball 2. They have just begun the construction process in Vegas. They've not had the official true groundbreaking, but minimal construction has begun rather recently. That's pulled fair down the left field line for Correa as he will round first base. Avins will pick it up, fire to second base. Correa is going to slide in safely, and there is a second inning 1-out double and a smile from C4 here early on tonight.
It's a breaking ball right here from Severino. Oh, that was the fastball. My bad. Pulls it down the line. And as soon as he hit this, I was looking at you, Car. I said, get down there, get down the line, get to second base. Turns on the Jets. As soon as he turns the corner, he's like, oh, I got to go. Turns the Jets on right there. The throw's a little bit offline. Slides in safely.
Correa, great numbers against the A's. Adds to that with his 11th double this season. Now it's Willie Castro coming off a wonderful weekend in Seattle. Castro 5 for 11, homer twice, double, drove in 3. And great numbers against the A's in recent years. The Twins have handled Oakland, that's number 1, handled the A's quite well the last couple of seasons. I feel like that's going to be a drinking game all week long. How often we say the former city.
Nobody's perfect, Corey. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, just the A's or the Athletics. No Sacramento. There is a patch that the A's, you can see on Severino's right shoulder. There is a patch honoring their current connection to Sacramento.
Now going back to Audra's report on the facilities, walking around here, everything's really, really nice. The playing surface is great. We mentioned as soon as we walked in the dugouts, those are nice and spacious. We did the clubhouse tour, the weight room. Everything looks great. The only thing that's missing is the outfield seats, the third deck, all these different things. But as far as the facilities, it's top notch.
2-2 on Castro.
I love a berm.
Yeah.
Get me out there.
That's a $25 ticket. Berm and right down the line in foul territory beyond the right field and right center field walls. 2-2 upstairs.
Every ballpark, Corey, a newly constructed ballpark should have some sort of standing room only, some sort of berm like that. I think it just creates such a wonderful atmosphere for people to come to the game.
Three and two on Castro. This one to the right side and will be gloved on a dive, and the throw is not in time. Now Luis Urias, he got there in shallow right, but Castro, no helmet, hustling up the line, beat the throw, and he is safe, and Correa moves to third.
I almost thought this was going to scoot by him, but he took a nice back angle here, understanding he's got to stop the ball no matter what. Yeah, you might not get Willie, but if that ball gets by you, Carlos Correa comes around to score. So a nice job by Urias keeping the ball in front of him there.
Fourth fastest Twins, sprint speed just shy of 28 seconds, feet covered. And Correa now at third, and here is Cody Clemens. Quiet series in Seattle for Cody, 1 for 12, just 3 hits on the road trip so far. Infield back playing for a ground ball double play as Clemens down a strike.
Have you ever measured your sprint speed? I got you like at 21.
Oh man, you're being kind. You're being kind. Yeah, I'd probably about 21.
Okay, we'll get the lasers out one day.
Inside, and Clemens nearly got clipped, and it's 1-1. Yeah, the sprint speed for Castro right there a moment ago, fastest he has ran up the line this season.
Yeah, you're sniffing a hit. That's when you go, man. When you can feel like a hit's coming your way.
Castro doesn't run here,
Hey.
and now Clemens does get hit, and Cody will take his base. Some pain on that, and the bases are loaded, and the Twins have a chance to put up a crooked number here in the second inning. As Clemens doing some inventory right now.
I said Severino's effectively wild. This is just wild right here. Okay, we got the guard though. We're all right. Still look like it. Still look like it hurt him a little bit though.
He's pitching as a team, third most hit batters in the game, and Severino adds to that. And now Ty France hitting 8th tonight. France, a Southern California native. Now 2-0. Now Severino has really struggled here at home. In 7 starts pitching here at home, he's 0-4. ERA is over 6. He has a sub-1 ERA on the road. 2-0. It's hit foul. Like that cut though from Ty France. Looking to do some damage. A 2-0 pitch right there.
One of my keys to the game. Party's out front. You got blown away by that just a little bit. A little bit late on that fastball.
2-2. 97 from Severino.
Now that's 2 fastballs in a row that he's beat him on. You know, conventional thinking would be, okay, you don't want to throw it a 3rd time here, so let's change it up on him. But it wouldn't surprise me with those swings if he goes back to it here.
And the 2-2. That's hit foul. You're right, good call. Elevated fastball.
And he hasn't really made the adjustment, Corey. He's battling now with 2 strikes, so I understand letting the ball get a little bit deeper.
If Severino is hunting for a strikeout, his 4th career start against the Twins tonight, his sweeper to righties has been his strikeout pitch. Line 2, the right side over a leaping Soderstrom. Correa will score. Here comes Willie heading home. The throw is offline. Clemens makes 3rd, and France drives in 2. As once again he goes the other way, and it's 2-0 Twins here in the 2nd.
Sometimes the party's not out front. Sometimes it's in back, Corey. You know what? 2-strike hitting here. Let the ball get deep. He gets another fastball. So Severino challenges him again. This time it's a little bit lower. So he's able to get the barrel to it and just punches it right down the line. Castro had a good read on that. Comes around to score.
Ty France.
He doesn't do the dance?
No, he's a thumbs up guy. That's been his celebration all year long.
I did it for him up here.
RBIs 31 and 32.
That's a beautiful at bat.
He has been so good from the start with runners in scoring position. He's been about, in fact, entering the game tonight, France, despite some clutch hits, he's been slightly below league average. His WRC plus 99, league average 100. So right around league average, but he's capitalized in spots like that. Now Vasquez, strike one.
I mean, I'd rather be a 100 WRC plus with clutch hits than a guy that rakes with nobody on base. No, he's producing runs, which is still very important in today's baseball, Corey.
Vasquez now 0-2, and look, the A's entering this series struggling. They've lost 6 straight. They've lost 17 of the last 18 games. Just got swept in a 4-game series on the road in Toronto. If the Twins offense is going to get right, statistically, this is the team you hope to get right against. This is popped up shallow right, and Butler will be called off by the second baseman Urias, and Clemens cannot tag and score, so 2 down, and it's up to Buxton.
I thought he might take a chance right there. You know, Urias caught that ball on his heels, wasn't ready to throw there, but not really deep enough for Clemens to challenge.
How much does the guy batting right now factor into with Buxton here, 2 outs?
That is also a key. We're playing at a park that you just got to get it in the air. Buck obviously has home run power, so maybe you play for 3 instead of 1.
385, runners in scoring position for Byron. And the Twins 2 outs, runners in scoring position as a team, hitting .271, 5th best in baseball.
That's a beautiful thing. That's just focusing, you know, on having quality at bats in those situations, not trying to get too big.
7th Twin to bat this inning after Severino had a 1-2-3 first inning. There are the numbers. The Twins, they've been steady in this area for a while now. Clemens at third. France at first, and the 1-1 to Byron. He swings and skies it to left center, deep in the gap. This one traveling to the warning track, backpedaling in, missing the ball is Avens in left. Clemens will score, France will score, Byron stops at second base, and Buxton put it in play. There's the dance, and the Twins add 2 more, and it's 4-0.
Good. Corey, as soon as we got to the ballpark, we walked on the field, the first thing we noticed was this warning track is massive. It is not a typical warning track, and it's giving outfielders fits. Avens gets back there, and typically, you know, depending on how fast you're running, you're going to have 1.5, 2 steps before you have to jump and hit the wall. He jumps here. He thinks he's going to hit the wall. He doesn't. He could have kept running back, and instead, because of the extra space in the warning track, he jumps too early. And Byron Buxton's on second base, and the Twins are up 4-0.
6th double for Buxton, RBIs 31 and 32, and now a sword there, and Larnach is down a strike. And Avens, look, he's a rookie. This is only his 6th game, so his playing time at this ballpark minimal compared to, say, hey, if Kurtz is healthy playing first and Soderstrom is out there in left field, who knows how that ball plays.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of time in an outfield like this with a track like that. You know, if people who go into Milwaukee for the first time, what's that field called now?
American Family Field.
American Family Field. They also have a large track, and you'll see teams that don't go there very often, their outfielders will struggle with that warning track as well. The same thing is happening here at Sutter Health Park.
Larnach lined out, good swing back in the first inning, but right at the right fielder Butler, and this one blooped in the air, back of short. That's down a hit. Buxton rounding, and he will score easily. So Larnach adds 2 and a 2-out run scoring knock to left. It is 5-0 Twins here in the second.
And when you're a team that's lost 17 of 18, this is the kind of stuff that you're doing. You're not catching the ball with 2 outs. It brings up Larnach with a chance of driving more. He gets the job done. Obviously not hit very hard, but placed perfectly. Now the Twins have a 5-0 lead in the top of the second.
And Larnach, he has been on a run now for a while, adding to that with another run-scoring hit. And now Brooks Lee, the 9th Twin to bat here.
Now, do you think the Twins have batted it around?
I am of the opinion that no. I think that if Matt Wallner, hopefully he does, bats, and this is going to happen because that's a hit to right center field. That's going to roll, and that's going to find the wall. Larnach around third base. He's got the green light from Tommy Watkins. Relay throw is not in time. Brooks Lee, RBI double, and the Twins offense erupting here in Sacramento. It is 6-0 and still batting in the second.
My goodness.
Now the Twins have batted around.
Now they've batted around. I think if you hit 9 batters, you hit 9 batters. But this is a great swing. Right down the middle, 94, bottom middle of the zone. Brooks Lee just drops the head on it, finds the gap. Larnach off to the races. What a second inning for the Minnesota Twins.
So 3 straight run-producing hits. Buxton, Larnach, and Lee. And now inside to Matt Wallner, who flied out to the warning track in center to begin this inning. So Severino mentioned his home struggles. He was better, though, in his last home start here against the Angels, but the Twins have put up a 6 spot and still batting. Outside corner, 1-1 on Wallner. And the A's have activated their bullpen.
That's not something you want when you got a 4-game set. First game, second inning, having your bullpen already going.
And Wallner with a blast, center field, and this is caught in the warning track by Denzel Clark, and the inning is over, but the Twins bat 10 and put up 6. Good start here. Now Joe Ryan back to work here in the bottom half of the second, and now is pitching with a 6-run advantage. California kid from Marin County. That'd be the North Bay, right?
That is, I don't know what North Bay. It's Northern California.
I was doing some Bay Area geography with some locals before the game, and we were going through Larnach, East Bay, Joe Ryan, North Bay. Shea Langoliers, 10 home runs, 3rd most amongst all catchers.
What bay is he from?
Shea Langoliers?
Yeah, we don't even know what bay.
I don't know. The Langling Bay.
I do know that Northern California is beautiful. I'm not one of those SoCal guys that likes to hate on NorCal.
1-2 on Langoliers.
Now if you're Joe Ryan, pitching with a 6-0 lead is so different. Not that he doesn't attack guys, you know, in a 0-0 ball game, but now it is you are going to go at these guys, and they're going to have to hit to get on base. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Joe Ryan go through this entire start without a walk, because he's going to challenge. As long as the Twins keep scoring, that's what he'll do.
And the 1-2, swing and a miss, 95. First strikeout for Joe Ryan, and that's number 73 on the season.
Really nice pitch here by Joe. He kind of falls off a little bit, just tugged on that thing, gets a little strut, forcing him top of the zone, and you see the run value on that pitch. And Hunter Brown's having a heck of a year. All these guys are having great years. Joe Ryan up there with him.
Foul ball for C.J. Alexander. He's a rookie. This is only his 6th game, 3 for 13 to start his year. A brief look with Kansas City late last season, only 4 games. Originally drafted by Atlanta. Check swing and full swing. And it's 0-2 on Alexander. A's lost veteran Miguel Andujar to the injured list officially today. Andujar out with a strained oblique. Veteran infielder. So Alexander getting a look at third base here in game 1.
Yeah, they're cycling a couple different people in that role. Schumann's the guy that'll play there. Davidson and Alexander as well.
Ryan coming off a win against Tampa Bay. And the 1-2, this is popped up foul off of third. Lee over, and Lee at the sidewall, no play. Yeah, but Joe on a humid night in Tampa, Florida, 6 innings, 1 run, a walk. He struck out 5 And strikes out. Alexander again, that four-seamer up in the zone.
Especially when you pair it with the pitch that he threw before, a little split at the bottom of the zone, then you go to the four-seamer at the top. It's just a diabolical sequence. I mean, that pitch looks so good to hit. You think you're going to crush it, just stays above the barrel. It's kind of it's a trip when you're at the plate with a guy that has, you know, life on his fastball like this. It just looks so good to hit, and then you swing right through it. You look at your bat. Is there a hole there? There's not, but it feels like there is.
Lower arm slot right.
With extension.
With extension. Luis Urias has been around Padres, Brewers, Red Sox, Seattle last year. Because, you know, getting back to that, if you were hitting against Joe Ryan, all right, you might be sitting on a fastball, but you're sitting on location. That I believe, based on where he releases the ball, that my barrel should find the ball at this location.
Well, oh, got him.
And Ryan hits Urias, and Joe is American League leading 8th batter he's hit. And that'll put Urias on with 2 outs.
You know, talk about the fastball, you know, the deception of it. You just see so many pitches over your career, you know, coming up in amateur ball, into pro ball. You see so many pitches, and then you have a feeling, okay, the ball's going to end up here. Once you get into pro ball, there are some guys that have life like this, and you have to make the adjustment.
So now Drew Avans. Long time minor league career for Avans. A 33rd round pick by the Dodgers in 2018. Avans parts of more than 7 years in the minor leagues before finally getting his chance. He's 1 for 11 to begin his big league career. Made his debut not too long ago. He's now 28 years old. 0-1 count to Avans.
I think what makes hitting off Joe Ryan so difficult is, you know, you're trying to find his tunnels. You're trying to find the zone that these balls need to start in. So, okay, fastball. Can't look for it up. You got to get it down. That's great because then he throws the splitter, and you got to get that up. So those two pitches work off each other. Then you got the sweeper. And it makes for a difficult time trying to hone in on one zone.
1-1 on Avans. Short lead for Urias with 2 down. And there's strike 2 at 94. You know, Ryan has introduced a curveball. First time. And he's thrown only 6 true curveballs on average around 77 miles an hour. And of the 6 he has thrown, 5 have come to left-handed batters.
It seems like everyone we talk about has a new pitch that they're trying out, and that's just kind of the day and age that we live in now with all the Edgertronic cameras and, you know, throwing in front of those every single time. You're able to manipulate your fingers and the grip on the ball to find new pitches.
1-2, and we'll do it again.
But I like the curveball, the more vertical break to left-handed hitters. Sometimes the sweeper can kind of run right into their bat path, and that more vertical 12-6 type curveball probably plays a little bit better with the left-handers.
Again, the 1-2 roll to the right side, and Cody Clemens throws out Avans, and the inning is over. Good pitching for Ryan so far. Speaking of pitching, boy, the Sheriff, he was on a roll yesterday. The Sheriff joins us from the first base dugout live next. Welcome back to Sacramento. Corey Provus, Trevor Plouffe. Twins have a 6-0 lead and will bat here in the 3rd inning, and we're joined now by a special guest. Took a no decision yesterday, but man, that was fun to watch. Chris Paddack joining us from the dugout. He threw a career-high 110 pitches yesterday. How's the body feeling today?
You know, honestly, man, I bounced back pretty good. I'm usually a 48-hour guy, so we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow morning. But stayed ahead of all the recovery stuff today. Got a good lift in, did my cardio stuff. But overall, man, my body feels just like I would if it was 75, 80 pitches.
1-2 now on Correa.
You've been so effective this year, you know, at times borderline unhittable. Is this the most confident you've ever been in yourself as a pitcher?
Yeah, man, I think, you know, I started off the season, you know, didn't meet my expectations, to say the least. So having this 10-game stretch now of starts, putting together some quality starts. It definitely boosts the confidence. But me and Pablo actually had a good conversation about a month ago in the sauna, and it was just like me going up to him saying like, hey man, when you dominate, when you go back-to-back quality starts or whatever, how do you stay on top of that? And we had a really good conversation of just, you have to believe in yourself. At the end of the day, this is a mental game, but you also have to believe that it's not a fluke. I think sometimes we're guilty of going out there on the mound and be like, this might be that start that things kind of unwind or get out of hand or whatever it might be. So, shout out to Pablo for taking me under his wing there and just helping me, on the mental side of this game of just staying true to yourself, believe in your stuff, and good things are going to happen.
Training staff is going to head out and check on Luis Severino here. So the A's will take some time to see how Severino is looking right now. We see the last pitch to Correa. Stumbled there, and then Severino, a little stretch after Correa fouled that pitch off. And so Severino, for now, will stay in this game. Yesterday, 17 swing and misses, and you got 3 of the 17 with your changeup. And we've been tracking the whiff rate with your changeup this year. It's approaching now 27%. It was on the lower side last year, league average around 30. How much of your success this season are you connecting that with the swing and miss you're getting off your changeup this season?
Yeah, what's actually crazy, man, is I didn't have one swing and miss all spring training. And that obviously was a red flag going into the season. So shout out to, our pitching coach and the guys. I was able to continue to believe in that pitch, continue to work on it in, middle of the week bullpens, as we led up to the season. And, it was just one of those things, man. We found out that, I wasn't staying in my legs. I wasn't trusting that pitch like I normally do, which was actually causing the hitters to recognize that early. So my goal, my last 10 starts is, when that number increases as far as the whiff rate goes, has been fastball presentation. That's kind of my mentality. Whenever I get that pitch call and I throw it with conviction, and that's come a long ways, man. Just because that's kind of my bread and butter. The league is, they know that I have a good changeup, so I had to make some adjustments because if I'm not getting swing and miss on my changeup, they're able to eliminate that. But I think a lot of it too, man, is I figured out my cutter slider, and I'm learning to go east-west now, as well as north-south with my fastball curveball change. So it just opens up a lot of options for me. But definitely, as a pitcher, man, it's good to see the whiff numbers on that continue to increase.
Now you talk about using your legs with the changeup. Is that you're talking about an arm action with the changeup, presenting it like a fastball, just kind of ripping it? Was that the cue for you, or what was the cue that made the change?
Yeah, man. So we actually we have the biomechanics stuff at the most ballparks have them now to where it keeps track of how I'm using my legs down the mound, where the stress is coming on the arm, stride length, release height, all these things that as pitchers sometimes we can't really fix that when we're on the mound. It's things that we have to get in our bullpen and look over and create those good habits. And I was actually, my stride length was 4 or 5 inches shorter than my fastball, and I was also drifting towards third base, so I was getting to my toe. I wasn't staying in my legs. And it's crazy that is the difference maker in that pitch so far, especially over my last 6 or 7 starts.
Hey, quickly here, 0-2 on Cody Clemens. The clubhouse for the Twins is behind the left field wall. If you're starting, would you like, after your half inning is over, to go inside the clubhouse? Because you can't do that here as Clemens skies it to right. Is that a big deal that the starters can't go inside?
For me personally, I would have to say no. It's not a huge deal. It is a little different not being able to go in there and grab a snack or stay hydrated, get some fresh air. But for me personally, I wouldn't think it's an issue. But I'll definitely have to ask the guys and see what they think.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Great job yesterday.
Thanks, guys.
We thank Chris Paddock for joining us. Denzel Clark leads off the Oakland third, and the rookie, fourth-round pick in 2021, is down a strike. Canadian-born Denzel Clark His first big league home run in Toronto. Western Series, that's a really cool feeling, and Clark grew up a huge Blue Jays fan. Not to mention he made an unbelievable catch in center. We'll get to that here in a bit, but quite a trip for Clark to remember. Big league home run and an awesome catch in center.
It was a bomb, too.
His 10th game of the season as Ryan 95 paints on the corner, and Clark on 3 pitches. Out number 1, strikeout number 3 for Joe Ryan. Audra?
Well, yeah, guys, you were just talking about the unusual situation with the clubhouse being so far from the dugout. It is kind of a tricky situation for guys who could potentially come into pinch hit in the game. Well, there's Ryan Jeffers just a second ago. He headed out to the cages to get in a couple swings. He figured that he would hang out in the clubhouse to start the game, go out there, about an inning or so, and then he's going to come back into the dugout. Harrison Bader, however, though, told me he was going to save himself a trip. So he has been out there in the cage since batting practice was over. But you have to keep in mind there's also the ejection factor. Rocco Baldelli says that if he gets tossed, it is not a walk of shame. It is a march of triumph.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Rocco, 17 career ejections, 3 this season. So we'll keep an eye on that. A march of triumph.
I'd love to see a march of triumph. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get to see it today, early on. But don't talk about it. Be about it, Rocco.
Woonsocket rocket. Now it's a 3-1 count to Butler. Doubled and tried to score on a contact play in the first inning, but Cody Clemens fielded a ground ball off the bat of Rooker and threw him out. And there's ball 4. So Ryan does walk a man, just his 10th walk all year. And Butler is on base for the second time tonight.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino is the exclusive casino partner of the Minnesota Twins. Visit TICasino.com to learn more about Minnesota's destination fun.
Jacob Wilson loops this one to the air, shallow right center field. Buxton coming in, dives and can't make the play. And Wallner backing up, fields it, throws into second base, and Wilson is safe at second. Butler to third, and the A's have second and third with only 1 out.
Jacob Wilson is one of those guys that seems to have magic in his bat. He hits it where you aren't a majority of the time. You know he's going to be hacking and attacks the first pitch here. It just is out of the reach of Byron Buxton. That ball got in on him, so it was sinking down. Not a lot of velo off of that bat. And Byron made a great effort there. But just not enough time to get to that ball.
So infield back, second and third now Rooker, and boy, the A's, if they want to get back in this game, this is a big spot for Joe Ryan and also for Brent Rooker. As Buxton, he would love another chance.
I saw Brent Rooker during batting practice today, and some of the balls he was hitting, and it was hot and the ball was flying, but my goodness, he's got some pop in his bat.
0-2. Now the A's, they signed Rooker to an extension before the season started, a 5-year extension. So good for Brent and his family. 39 home runs last year. 0-2, that's a foul ball. Let's take a look at our Allstate Good Hands. And this goes back to the first inning and the contact play.
Yeah, you can't mess up here. I mean, contact's on. You have to make an accurate throw, feel the ball, get it into your hand, find the 4 seams. You threw a strike right there to Vasky.
0-2 count to Rooker. Ryan has allowed a higher batting average this year, 0-2, than we've seen in the past. This one knocked down by Ryan. He finds the ball, looks to the plate, will take the out. And Butler scores. Rooker is out to third, Wilson. So Ryan on a comebacker found the red glove. He fell down, did find the ball, and gave it a glance to first, to the plate, but then pivoted and took the out.
I hope he's okay, number one. And Nick Paparese is going to come out there and take a look at him right now. But this is part of the Joe Ryan experience right here. I like the fact that he looked home, kept his composure there, and said, all right, that's not the play. We're up 6-0. Let's get an out here. but kind of an awkward way to fall down there. Sort of athletic, I'll give that to him. Getting the glove up there, knocking that ball down.
Well, seeing some smirks and smiles. Some dental work, I don't know.
You never know what he's talking about.
No idea.
Yeah.
He'd be a guy, and you know, you hear interviews when we do them, interviews with players during the game, but if you were ever going to hear like mic up a Twin for the entire game, Joe Ryan would be a riot. Would be a riot.
He would be. He'd be something. I do enjoy me some Joe Ryan. There's no doubt about that. Very, very interesting person. A good guy. Hard worker. One hell of a pitcher.
So a 6-1 game. RBI for Rooker is 32nd. Wilson now with third, and here's Tyler Soderstrom.
I mean, so smart by him getting the out at first base. I know it kind of seems obvious, but let's say he tries to go home there, Corey, and doesn't get the out. Now it's first and third, 1 out. They have a chance to get within 2 with Soderstrom up. I mean, that was a smart, heady play, just stopping and understanding, let's get the out.
We showed you the numbers earlier. Runs are coming at this ballpark. They are being scored at a very high rate. Teams are averaging close to 11 runs combined per game. It's only the 3rd inning.
Yes.
The 6th spot is great.
You got to keep going.
But you have to keep going here. I mean, the numbers say this is as hitter-friendly, homer-friendly as any ballpark in the game right now.
And as we mentioned, the A's offense really has not been the problem. They got some guys that can swing the bat there, and they got some guys that can put the ball in the seats.
And the A's line up the top 5 hitters. All have WRC pluses well above league average, including Soderstrom, league average 100. He's at 127. One and 2 on the first baseman, and as Ryan misses inside. Just inside. Ryan hopping off the mound. Looked like the right call from Lance Barrett.
I'm not really sure what he was thinking right here. Did not. He maybe thought it came back there. Got a little bit of two-seam run on that one.
Sinker that tried to come back. And the 3-2. Instead, it's ball 4. So Ryan walking to this inning. And the A's still batting, and Langoliers is coming up.
I believe that last pitch was a splitter. Interesting he went there, especially with the prowess with the fastball. Maybe he thinks this is a better matchup for him.
2 outs, runners in scoring position. Langoliers below 160. Of his 10 home runs, 4 have been hit here at home. 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. 0-1. The walk rate for Joe Ryan among the best in baseball. Great swing and miss rate. That's in zone. So while the in zone numbers are good, the chase numbers for Ryan actually down this year. So there was a pitch off the corner, and Langoliers did not expand, so Ryan has seen that number come down a bit. 1-2.
Trying to think of a reason why that would come into play. You know, I don't know if guys are just seeing it out of his hand as a ball more often. That'd be the only real explanation there.
1-2 on Langoliers, and the pitch outside.
Like, that's a ball out of the hand.
So that was a non-competitive, 2-strike pitch.
I would say so.
More waste than chase there.
I would say so, yeah.
So high pitch count inning for Ryan.
Yeah, I think he's got him set up here for a fastball at the top of the zone. I do. You know, I think even if Langeliers is on that pitch and he's guessing that pitch, I mean, we know, like you just mentioned, the whiff rate in zone is so good. I mean, Langeliers doesn't have a ton of at-bats against Ryan, so he doesn't know where that pitch is going to go just yet. And the deception, that ride comes when that ball is at the top of the zone. And those last 2 pitches that he's fouled off, those 2 fastballs, have been kind of more down and away. Fastball here at the top of the zone, I think, gets him. And Ryan is not happy with these baseballs. Get it out of here. He does not like how these balls are rubbed up.
Well, by rule, pitchers have until about 8 seconds is on that timer to substitute a baseball.
Fatsky just gave some fake signs right there. All right. Love that.
So this would be the 26th pitch of the inning for Ryan. 1 in, 2 on, 2 out. And again, the 2-2 to Langeliers. To third, and Brooks Lee on the short hop. Makes a nice play. And the inning is over. A's get 1, Twins by 5. Little hop there across the line. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Progressive Insurance. It's easy to bundle your home and car insurance at progressive.com. By Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealers today. And by Thrivent, where finances and generosity are the ultimate double play. Some great images of number 4, Lou Gehrig on Lou Gehrig Day, 5th annual Lou Gehrig Day. And see the number 4 patches that everybody's wearing on their jerseys here tonight, honoring his legacy as we continue to raise awareness for ALS. Ty France, 2-run single back of the Twins, 6-run second. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And Gehrig set the all-time consecutive games played streak, 2,130. It was later broken, of course, by Cal Ripken Jr., 2,632. It is a record that I don't think we'll ever see broken, ever. But here is Lou Gehrig. 17 years with the Yankees. This one flared to right. Butler coming in will catch it.
You had some trivia there that I was not aware of. So the day that he started the streak was also the same day that he passed away on.
Yeah, he pinch hit. He came into pinch hit June 1st in 1925, but then started for Wally Pipp June 2nd in 1925. And he passed away June 2nd, 1941.
That is so many games in a row. I mean, I can't even imagine.
0-1 count to Christian Vasquez. This has popped up. The infield. And that's caught by Alexander. Audra?
Yeah, guys, this is a day that Rocco Baldelli says it means an incredible amount to him. Back in 2008, when Rocco was dealing with his health issues, trying to figure out what was causing his muscle injuries and the fatigue, doctors sent him to Columbia University. And Rocco says he remembers the elevator doors opening and seeing a sign that said, "Welcome to the Lou Gehrig Research Center." He said seeing that scared him to death because he didn't know what was going on. He said as he started to talk to doctors and as they started to figure out what exactly was causing him all these issues, he said he couldn't help but think about Lou Gehrig, a guy who just really focused on the positives in his life. Every aspect of baseball, really enjoyed it and focused on the good instead of everything that he was dealing with health issues. He said, I think about him still very often and just what he meant to the game and what he meant to other people who are dealing with, tough health situations like Rocco was at one point. He said he's just an incredibly inspiring person.
Audra, thanks. That's a great report on Rocco right there as Buxton to third. Alexander, he's been busy so far tonight, and Severino back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings here for the A's. Minnesota Twins baseball on Twins TV is presented by Progressive on the 5th annual Lou Gehrig Day. Beautiful night here at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Final stop for the Twins on this 3-city cross-country 10-game, 11-day road trip. Twins have a 5-run lead. Joe Ryan Back to work here in the fourth. Alexander. Lazy fly to right, and Matt Wallner. On one pitch, out number one, and Ryan could use that. Bluefy after a 26-pitch third inning.
Absolutely, and right now, at this time, I gotta imagine it's not easy to see these fly balls. Now we are in a minor league park, so the lights are not as high. That's always kind of an issue. But the sky also, there's not a cloud, as Chris Paddock mentioned. It's a high sky.
Strike one on Luis Urias. I was asking Matt Wallner in the clubhouse before the game if you have like a list of things you want to do defensively at a ballpark you've never played at before, you want to test out during BP. He said the outfield wall more than anything else. He didn't know about the warning track, that I brought that up to him, which you mentioned walking in, but he thought the outfield wall, it's about a 4-foot-high barrier in right behind Wallner, where he's playing at about 8 feet, 10 feet the rest of the way. This is up the middle and will sneak into left center field, and Urias has his first hit on for the second time tonight. But Wallner said during BP he really wanted to watch the wall and where the ball was hitting off of and the deflections coming back onto the field of play. He thought that, and the wind, sure, but just trying to gauge where the ball may go on different caroms he thought was very significant.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that. That's what makes, I think, baseball really cool, is the fact that all these stadiums are so different. Different wall lengths, different types of padding. You have the Ivy and Wrigley, here's standard padding. But yeah, it's definitely something you have to do. And for a guy like Wallner, I mean, that fence out there by the bullpen, he can step over that.
Yeah, that's Corey Height out there in right.
That's Corey. I didn't say that, Corey. But yeah, you want to be able to do that. You want to see some bats off, or some balls off the bat, just to see kind of the vantage point that you have. That's the nice thing about infield. They all kind of play the same.
One ball, no strikes on Drew Avens. That'll get foul. Avens bounced out first time.
I want to give a shout out to the ground screw here. The Oakland Coliseum was known for having one of the best playing surfaces in all of baseball, and it looks like they brought that mastery here. And this looks like a really nice playing surface.
Trevor's a former Oakland A. 1-1, and it's 1-2.
Briefly.
Very
briefly.
I think you made your return to Target Field as an A, right?
June 15th, my birthday, they traded me. Or they designated me and then traded me.
On your birthday?
On my birthday. It's okay.
1-2, foul back. So Trevor's birthday is coming up in, what, 13 days?
It is.
Any big plans?
I just want to, have a barbecue at my house. Just grill some meat. That's all I want to do, guys. You get to my age, our age, Corey.
Hang on. To the right side, Ty France. He'll go second for one. Correa's return throw is not in time.
I thought they got him right there.
So Avens for now is safe. They do get the lead man to Urias at second, 2 down. We'll see if Rocco says green light. He says no.
Okay.
So no challenge for the video replay coordinator, Joe Casey. So we play on here in the fourth.
Nice play by France, clearing the lane, getting the ball to Carlos. Carlos does what he does, man, on double plays. Never really turns his body. He keeps it square to first base as he throws. France gets all the way back, but just not in time. Avens digging down the line. There's a lot of things, Corey, going back to talking about Wallner, there's a lot of things when you come to a new ballpark that you haven't been at. There's, Paul Molitor used to roll the ball down the third baseline and the first baseline to see if it was going to stay fair, head back towards the playing field, or go foul. There are things that you have to know, so when the time arises during the game, you're not surprised.
2 down for Denzel Clark. We've seen 4 pitches so far from Joe Ryan, 4 strikes.
Now, the Coliseum also used to be known for, a plethora of foul territory. Now, there's not a bunch down the lines here, but behind the plate, there's a ton of room.
Yeah, we were told before the game, keep an eye on any pop flies behind the plate and even off the first base line that seem to be destined for the seats. With the wind here, again, no second deck. Balls that seem to be destined for foul territory and out of play do come back.
And that's something that you can't really practice. That's just something that you have to, someone's got to tell you that, and you have to trust it. And basically what you'll do is you'll just say, I'm not giving up on any balls. I'm going to go over there and make sure that I am in place in case that ball does come back. But you can't really have a coach hit your fungos up there.
1-2. Vasquez sets up down and away. Runner goes, and the pitch is called the ball as Ryan thought he hit his spot. So Avens swipes his first stolen base, and Ryan thought he made a perfect pitch. It looked to be a strike, but the call went Clark's way.
Let me see right here. Oh, it's just a great pitch right there. And obviously Ryan wanted it.
So he goes back there again. 2-2, grounded up the middle, and smothered by Clemens. He'll save a run by making that play as Clark is safe. So Avens to third base, but Clemens on the shortstop side of second just saved the A's second run.
You know, I thought he was just going to get that and hold the runner at third base to get up and try to make the play there. Shows his athleticism, but this ball was smoked. Goes over the mound past Ryan. And he kind of came out of nowhere right there. A nice back angle dive. Just I mean, if you're Joe Ryan, if he gets out of this inning without giving a run, you go up to Cody Clemens and give him a big hug in the dugout. That boy can play some defense.
So Pete Mackey is out for a mound visit. And Lawrence Butler is coming up. Butler has been on twice, a double, a walk, and has scored the lone A's run so far. Well, giddy up and get ready to join the Twins for Country Night at Target Field on Friday, June 6th. And boy, Louie and Cole, you guys have never looked better with the purchase of this exclusive country theme night ticket package. You'll receive this really sharp, Glenn Perkins, big fan of this as well, this blue denim Twin shirt. Twins.com/country for all the information.
I'm sorry, their hats were just way too small. Who put those hats on them? Holy shnikey. There they are.
Did these guys sign off on that? I just don't know if they signed off on this promotional photo or not. 1-0 count to Butler, and it's 1-1.
All right, let's lock it back in,
Yeah,
Corey. This is a big part of the game right here. Joe Ryan already at 70 pitches in the bottom of the fourth. Lawrence Butler, a guy with thunder in his bat. One swing of the bat here can make it a two-run game. Joe Ryan's got to bear down right here.
Now the 1-1 low.
He's pitched him very, very carefully after that first pitch double. Walked him his last at bat as well.
Runners at the corners, 2 down. And delivers 2-1, 2-2.
That's a beautiful pitch right there. Talk about hitting your spots.
How about an elevated four-seam fastball here? Up.
I'm in.
Runner first goes. It was a high fastball. They throw through to second base, and safe is Clark. So Vasquez did throw through. Avens remains at third. Stolen base number 3 for Clark. And a full count now to Butler.
And he tried to hit that high fastball. Just got a little bit too high. Vasquez with a nice throw, but nice break there by Clark to get the second base. Now you see the base was already open already, but now that you see another one, I think you'd be a little bit more careful here with Butler.
3-2 pitch in the air to center field. Buxton on the move. Buxton going back to the wall. Buxton can't make the play. It's gone. It's a home run. And the A's are right back in this game. A 2-out, 3-run homer from Butler, his 9th. What was his 6-0 lead is now 6-4.
And this is exactly what we're talking about. In this ballpark, no lead is safe. I thought we might see a splitter there, try to induce some chase. You know, Butler already got to the fastball early in the game in the first inning. Challenges them again. That thing's up there. It's a good pitch, but Butler was able to put the barrel on it. And right here, as you mentioned, the ball is flying. Makes it a 2-run game.
9th home run for Butler, and we've got a brand new game. And now Wilson Strike one. So Butler, he came in red hot, and those numbers continue to climb. He's reached 3 times tonight. Wilson's 1 for 2, and now an 0-2 count. Twins coming up in the 5th will have Larnach, Lee, and Wallner. Wilson, whose dad Jack had a long big league career with the Pirates, former all-star shortstop. One and 2 on Wilson, and that is strike 3 on the corner. But the A's get 3 on Butler's homer, and the lead is now 2 after 4. Twins coming up here in the 5th inning. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. Severino allowing 6 hits so far, 6 runs.
A couple nice hits there with runners in scoring position. Good at bats, especially by Ty France. The Twins got their work cut out for him now.
Severino's retired 7 straight back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings as Larnach looking to get some momentum back in that first base dugout. Had 2 balls and no strikes on Severino. Larnach 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 2nd. He's also lined out to right. That'll be a fair ball. It took an odd hop at the end, but still played by Soderstrom. And that's now 8 in a row, retired by the veteran Severino. Join the LGBTQ+ community, family, friends, and organizations on June 7th to celebrate Pride Day at Target Field. Plus, with the purchase of the exclusive Pride Day ticket package, you'll receive a Twins Pride jersey. For more information, twins.com/tickets. Strike on Brooks Lee. RBI double and a ground out. Lee is now at safely in 5 consecutive games. And that's hit sharply but foul. Now, Severino was a free agent in the offseason, and the A's added payroll, and that included signing Severino to a 2-year deal.
Yeah, it was interesting last year when the Mets took a chance on him, and they took a chance on a bunch of different guys that kind of all worked out, but he was the poster child for that. The Mets some really good starts, turned that into the lucrative deal he got with the A's. And he's been good here, been up and down for the A's throughout the year. Now for the Twins, it's no panic. You're still up 2 runs. You understand your offense is going good right now. You just got to continue to have quality at bats against Severino. The runs will come.
2-2 on Lee. Now, the A's bullpen was active in the 2nd inning, but that seems like a lifetime ago. Severino about to throw pitch number 75. And Lee punches it to left, but Avens had him played perfectly. And there are 2 down. Matt Wallner is coming up. And Wallner back in the 6-run 2nd. He made the 1st out, and he also made the 3rd out. And Wallner flied out twice to very deep center. And there are stats for everything. 797 feet of batted ball distance in those 2 at-bats in the 2nd. Most by any player in an inning this season. And this is going to add some loft, but not distance. And so Severino confidently pitching well, and Ryan back to work. 2-run game. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Thrivent, where finances and generosity are the ultimate double play. Nice spot to take in the game. The Berm here at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Corey Provis, Trevor Plouffe, Audra Martin, producer Rick Palermo, director Matt Loxton, and our great Twins TV team. Thank you for joining us late. Twins had a 6-0 lead, now a 6-4 game. Ryan will face hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the A's 5th. Fred Rooker 0 for 2 with an RBI, and now has a leadoff single to begin the 5th.
Not wasting any time right there on that fastball from Ryan. Gets the head out. A laser into left field for a base hit here.
Part of the reason why the Twins have had success in recent years against the A's, they've kept Rooker in the ballpark. He's now 8 for 47 in 14 career games against the Twins with no home runs. Keep an eye on that. So Rooker is on, and now Soderstrom tying run at the plate for the A's, and he gets hit on a breaking ball. So the second batter, Ryan, is hit tonight, and now the A's have 2 on here quickly.
It kind of seems like Joe is just rushing through everything a little bit right now. This ball just completely gets away from him, just yanks it. And that back leg of Soderstrom. And you know, look, hey, it was all fun and games the first 2 innings, 6-0, but now we got a ball game.
2 on, nobody out for Langoliers. As Ryan's breaking ball misses badly outside for ball 1. Pitch number 82 for Joe coming up here in the 5th, and the 1-0 is high.
To me, the tempo seems a little off with Joe Ryan right now.
And the bullpen is moving quickly. Brock Stewart is warming up.
He's got to make a good pitch right here.
Langoliers home run power 10 this season. He had 29 last year. Soderstrom tying run at first, Rooker at second. 3-0.
You got to believe that he's got the green light right here in this type of ballpark. Go ahead run. Yeah, he might be swinging.
That was there.
That's a shock to me that he didn't
That's
take a
94.
Right. Some guys just don't like it.
They're back with a fastball at 94, now 3-2.
Hasn't really had control of any of his off-speed pitches. So possibly a sinker here, maybe another four-seamer. It's got to be something he can throw for a strike, though.
Ryan's been about 50% four-seam fastball tonight. 2 on, nobody out, and a 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again. We're back at 94.
Yeah, this is a time if you felt like you had control of your sweeper or your splitter that you would throw that here. Try to get a strikeout, but I just don't think he has the feel for those pitches enough to, in this situation, throw it.
Alexander on deck. Again, the payoff pitch, and that misses inside for ball 4. And Joe Ryan has walked a season-high 3 batters here tonight. He had walked only 9 all year. And the A's load him up with nobody out here in the 5th inning for Alexander, the rookie.
Really got to bear down here.
Alexander is 0 for 2, 3 for 15 this season. Ball 1.
And he keeps asking for new balls. I don't know if that is what's affecting some of the off-speed pitches and not being able to get him over the plate.
Little stare, Ryan towards Lance Barrett. Almost looked like he said, let's go. So bases loaded, nobody out, run expectancy. Under 3 runs expected for the offense in spots like this. It's been fastball heavy for Ryan. And Alexander, who has yet to draw a walk this season, is in the driver's seat 3-0.
Now with Alexander and seeing what we've seen, I think he's taking right here. It just doesn't look comfortable out there on the mound right now.
A curious postgame, and Ryan will be asked about everything, and I wonder if he'll be asked specifically about the game mound. because pitchers have spoken candidly about how much they don't like the mound here. 3-1. That's popped up. Foul third base side. Severino was quoted, in fact, in an article in The Athletic last week that he has not enjoyed pitching on this mound here. Zach Wheeler with the Phillies also among those outspoken about, for whatever reason, the mound at this ballpark.
What's curious is they all are different, and it shouldn't really be that way in Major League Baseball, but they do play differently on every mound.
Bases loaded, and the 3-2 pitch is popped up. Twilight time, and Correa, infield fly is called, and there is a big out, number 1. So he fell behind 3-0, and Rooker stays at third base. The other runners hold, and there's a huge out here in the 5th inning.
Huge is right. He's got to challenge him right now. Again, not really having a feel for the off speed, and Alexander just gets beat by that fastball.
And now Urias, low strikeout rate, high walk rate. He's been on twice tonight, a single and a hit by pitch. Breaking ball, good one there, strike 1.
Love for him to get the feel for that back. Just like those Grateful Dead Bears dance around a little trouble here. How about that, Corey?
Run expectancy down, almost a full run now. 1 out, still 3 on. Ryan's 95th pitch upcoming to Urias. This low. Urias, a guy that rarely chases and rarely swings and misses at pitches in the zone. So contact is certainly a part of his baseball card. And this is popped up again in the infield. Correa battling the conditions, will grab it, infield fly, and there are 2 down. I don't know if Carlos saw that.
It's difficult
right now.
He looked like he didn't see it off the bat. Kind of opened his arms up like, I'm not sure where it is. He was kind of standing directly there. Maybe trying to deke Rooker at third base. Infield fly no matter what.
So 2 down, and now it's Abens. Weakly hit to the right side. Clemens will glove. He'll throw him out, and Joe Ryan works out of it. Was maybe a batter away from coming out of the game. Instead, he leaves 3, and he is through 5. The Twins remain in front. Now Joe Ryan worked out of a huge jam. 3 on, nobody out. Fell behind Alexander 3-0. He popped out. Urias popped out. Abens grounded out. And the A's leave the maximum, and the Twins maintain the 2-run lead as we start the 6th.
Now, we were talking about Severino in between innings, called that a standing 8 count. He had the trainers visit him. They had the bullpen going in the 2nd inning. Here he is in the top of the 6th. Pitch count actually looking really good. Joe Ryan doing the same thing last inning. Bases loaded, 3-0 count, nobody out. I'd call that a standing 8 count. He walks out of there, no runs. So some resiliency by the pitchers tonight.
9-pitch 4th, a 10-pitch 5th. And Severino has retired 10 straight Twins batters. Carlos Correa had an 8-pitch at bat against Severino in the 3rd before grounding out. Also doubled and scored earlier tonight, and this one breaks but stays high. Correa made a equipment change. For more on that, let's bring in Audra.
Yeah, guys, you may have noticed that Correa slipped a little bit coming out of the box in his last at-bat. He came back into the club or in the dugout. It was kind of examining his cleats. I'm not exactly sure what was wrong, but at one point, Ryan Jeffers looked at him and said, you know what, we were the same size. Do you want to just borrow a pair of mine? But again, they can't just run into the clubhouse to get a new pair of cleats. So head trainer Nick Paparesta made a phone call, called into the clubhouse, had someone get them out of Jeffers' locker, had to wait for the inning to come to an end, and then deliver them out here to the dugout. So again, unusual situation, but at the end of the day, sharing is caring. So good for Ryan Jeffers to pick up his teammate, guys.
Audra, we saw that phone call happen, by the way. When Chris Paddock was on with us, we saw in the background, Nick Paparesta was, that trainer was in the background of that shot with Paddock, and he was on the phone.
Okay.
So we saw that phone call from the head trainer who summoned those spikes. 1-1 on Willie.
I was trying to see if the bottom of his spikes that he wore out there were like rubber moldeds. and then maybe switch to metal bottoms, because sometimes when you get into the box here, you know, there's clay underneath, and if you don't have something to dig into it, it can get slippery. But I couldn't really tell from that angle if his spikes were metal or the rubber molded. The molded feels so nice on your feet. They're so comfortable, but you can slip. You can slip on the clay. You can slip when the bags get a little wet. You can slip there as well. So I'm a big fan of just putting spikes on and leaving them on.
1-2 on Castro. And this one well hit to right center field in the gap, but over is Clark. And there are 2 down. Watch your favorite Twins players on Twins TV, available now through both linear and streaming options. Check out which cable and satellite providers carry Twins TV in your area at twins.com/watch, or stream games in market with a Twins TV subscription, available right now at twins.tv. So there's Correa. Looks like, what do you think, Bluffy, going back to the other spikes?
So I think he does have rubber moldeds on. The New Balance shoes he just put on, those look like rubber moldeds. He's getting his insoles out of the Nikes, putting them back in his New Balances, and yeah, those are moldeds.
This is up the middle, and finally the Twins have a base runner. So Clemens is on for the second time tonight, and Severino back in the stretch for the first time since the 2nd inning. And Clemens is on here in the 6th inning.
2-out rally here for the Twins. Gets that 97-hour fastball over the middle of the plate. And that's what you're supposed to do, is back up the box. Hit it where it came from.
And it's a run of 12 in a row retired by the A's starter. And now Ty France 1 for 2, and that is a foul ball.
You just can't get comfortable in the box with Severino. He's going to come in, he's going to go away. Like I said at the start, he's just effectively wild. Doesn't give you a chance to really dig in there.
That was the pitch that Joe Ryan wanted last inning, or 2 innings ago. And Severino did not get that call there. Clemens stays, and the 1-1.
Every once in a while, Severino will throw a pitch just like that. It'll end up on Pitching Ninja. Just looks, the movement on it is just so extreme.
Here comes pitch number 90. And it's 2-2. A's have action in their bullpen. And that is a righty, Elvis Alvarado. Just added to the roster before the game tonight. 2-2 on Ty. Line to left center field. Avens over his head. That's going to find the wall. Played well by Avens, and to third holding is Clemens, and now France doubles. And the Twins have second and third here. Big spot coming up right now for the Twins and Christian Vasquez.
A little hanger right there. France pulled the hands in. See him right here. That ball just hangs right in the hitting zone. Does a good job. Hands inside the ball, drives it to the left center field gap, and that thing just kept going. I thought maybe Cody Clemens was going to get sent there by Tommy Watkins. He holds him up here. Now a chance for Vasquez, second and third, 2 outs.
Langoliers going out to chat with Severino. So Christian Vasquez was popped out twice tonight. I don't think this is a stall tactic. I think that Mark Kotsay is okay with this matchup. Severino Vasquez here. But if he reaches Buxton on deck, then one would think that Severino's night is over. Here is Vasquez trying to come up. Big knock here for his team. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. Take a look at Clemens.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he was stopped right there. That was 2 outs. That's on him right there.
And 2.
I didn't see him stop like that. I was focused on the ball. If he's running full speed, he scores easily right there. Not sure. I mean, obviously he thought there was 1 out in the game, and that's not the case.
So that doesn't come back to hurt the Twins here. Vasquez, the count in his favor. 3-0. Alvarado now has some company in the bullpen. Hogan Harris, the lone lefty in the A's pen. His team has one lefty in his pen. Funderburk for the Twins. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Christian Vasquez. And the Twins load him up with 2 outs, and Byron Buxton is coming up. And let's see if we see Mark Kotsay in his 4th year managing the A's emerge from the third base dugout. And he's going to stick with Severino here.
Yeah, Byron Buxton, what a player he is. He just does everything well on the field. Now in a big spot here for the Twins, trying to break this game open. I'm surprised that Kotsay did not come out of the dugout.
It's a bullpen that has struggled so much, just relying, I think, on the veteran Severino. Let's see if Buxton, though, can deliver. Hard hit right side into right field, a base hit. Clemens scores. Here comes Ty heading home. The throw is up the line, and Buxton knocks in 2. And a clutch 2-out, 2-run swing from number 25. And it's an 8-4 Twins lead.
Corey, I think you made a really, really good point there about leaving Severino in. This bullpen has struggled. You got a guy that just got called up. That would be the guy you're going to bring in to face him. So he's stuck with Severino. Buxton, just a great job. Little shooter right there. Now Kotsay comes out to make a move.
So Byron Buxton, 2 hits tonight, and both times he has knocked in a pair of runs. The lead back to 4. Pitching change in Sacramento. A 2-out, 2-run, 6th inning single from Byron Buxton. What was a 6-4 lead, now 8-4.
Try to sneak a heater by him right there, and Buck just stays on that ball. Little Justin Morneau shooter right there. And maybe Vasquez shielding the first baseman right there.
I think that's a great pickup. I think Vasquez there, I think that's not coincidental. I think that is a veteran player seeing that ball where the defender is behind him. I think that was a really smart play by Christian Vasquez. It ends the night for Severino, and here comes lefty Hogan Harris facing Trevor Larnach.
You see that arm angle over the top. He's got a 4-seamer, a curveball, and a changeup. You know, after Severino, who throws at about a 40-degree angle, this one's more towards like a 55-degree angle. Looks like it's coming from the sky.
Slow breaking ball. Now 2 strikes on Larnach. This season has been a whole different look for Larnach in that he has had many more opportunities in spots like this to face left-handed pitching.
He's done a good job with runners in scoring position up in Seattle. Nice layoff right there. You know, in these at-bats, when you come up and you're facing someone you've never seen before and gets a couple strikes on you right away, you know, it just, you got to extend the at-bat any way possible so you get a little bit settled in to the at-bat.
1-2 on Larnach, and the pitch is outside. Good call there from Lance Barrett.
And now he's settled in. He's seen his pitches. He understands what he wants to do with them. So now he can feel like he's got a little bit of an approach against him.
Harris has been up and down a couple of times with the A's this season. Buxton runs, and the pitch is outside. They throw to second, and Byron is safe.
That's close, Corey.
Buxton, for now, his 10th stolen base. Timer ticking down, and Kotsay says to play on.
Every time that throw goes up the line and they end up tagging the runner on his legs, I feel like they're going to reverse the call, but Buck got the hand in there.
So 3-2 on Larnach, and we'll do it again. So Larnach has come back down 0-2 to work it full.
And now he's seen that curveball 3 times already, so he's seen the shape, he's seen the speed, he's seen the fastball. Doubt we'll see a changeup here, so you know you can kind of pare it down to 2 pitches if you're Larnach.
Larnach against lefties too, pitches away. He's been hitting the ball towards left field. And the 3-2 is outside, so Larnach comes back down 0-2, works a walk, and now Brooks Lee will bat from the right side for the first time tonight.
That is an absolutely tremendous at-bat by Larnach. Same side, getting down 0-2, working his way back into it, and then just fouling pitches off. They needed to foul off. He lays it off there. And now Brooks Lee with a golden opportunity to break this game open again.
He's 1 for 3 tonight. Twins load him up once again. In the dirt. And blocked by Langoliers. What comes into play here is Lee, and you know his walk rate is below league average, but it's still a strikeout rate nowhere near league average. He's well below that. League average 22%. Lee strikes out 17% of the time. Change of pace for strike one.
That's a good pitch. First change that we've seen at Harris. Seen the curveball. He's seen the changeup.
Now 1-2.
And that's a typical sequence right there. Get the changeup, the fastball in. Now sets up the changeup away again. He could try to throw that curveball and bounce it, but I'm guessing changeup.
And 93, and Lee does strike out. So the inning ends there, but the Twins score twice, and Byron Buxton, 106 off the bat, drove in a pair, and the lead is back to 4. Now, Byron Buxton was off yesterday in Seattle, back in the lineup tonight and making an impact and then some tonight. A couple of hits, a double, a single, a stolen base. He's knocked in 4. Twins have an 8-4 lead. Joe Ryan's night is over, and the bullpen goes to work, and first in is Brock Stewart.
My guy in here to protect the lead. There he is.
So there's the answer. Who would take on the Kyle Farmer guy role in 2025? And Plouffi's going with the beef.
The four-seamer, the changeup, the cutter, the sweeper, the sinker.
So Clark leads off for the A's. The call there, bottom part of the zone, 2-1.
You know, again, you get these leads. The last thing you want to do is walk guys. Let's go after them. I understand this part gives up runs, top of the order coming up, but 9-hole hitter, you got to go out.
4th appearance for Stewart on this road trip, now 2-2.
Sweeper right there. Stewart wanted the call. Just a little too high for Lance Barrett's liking, I believe.
And there is 97, and Clark knew it. So one away here in the A's 6th inning, and Joe Ryan right now in line for the win.
He had some flashes of brilliance. He had some times where I thought his tempo got out of whack. Sometimes where I thought his emotions got a little bit of the best of him. But all in all, I thought he limited the damage well enough. Kept his team in the game, and the Twins have an 8-4 lead.
Lawrence Butler, he's been a tough out tonight. He's had a great game. He's been on 3 times, a double, a homer, a walk. He has driven in 3, scored twice. Went to high school in Atlanta, East Lake High School.
Yeah, you know, last year he came up and he struggled immensely to start the year. Actually got sent down. And to his credit, made some adjustments, quieted things down in his stance and his setup. And he came back up and never looked back. Now signed to an extension with the A's.
3 in a row of missed here from Stewart to Butler, and Butler is among the league leaders in doubles. 17 doubles. He's top 10 in that category. And that's a 4-pitch walk.
Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle. That's like simple human sense.
Jacob Wilson with Butler drawing a walk. Wilson 1 for 3 tonight. And Stewart now has missed with 5 in a row. Now Wilson coming off a 4 for 4 game yesterday despite a loss in Toronto. Hit almost 370 in the month of May. They got him, and he's out. So Stewart picks off Butler, and there's out number 2. So after the walk and the ball, Stewart composes himself, T-Mobile coverage cam, and picks off Butler.
I'm not sure what was going on with Butler there. It doesn't look like he was taken. Oh, little flinch there. And the throw was on the money. Ty France puts the tag down. That's nice for the Twins.
So 2 down, the 1-0 pitch. And this is a jam shot to first, and France will pick it up barehanded, and he'll tag out Wilson as he tried to avoid the tag. So Stewart faces 3. Welcome back to Sacramento. Taking a look at tonight's impact players for the Twins, Buxton and France. Buxton's 2nd game this season with 4 knocked in. France 8th game this season with multiple RBI. And Lawrence Butler 5th career game. 3 RBIs the night he's had, a homer, a double. He's been on 4 times. But Buxton has driven in 4 of the 8. The Twins have an 8-4 lead as we start the 7th. Harris still pitching, and Matt Wallner. See the lefty. Wallner 0 for 3 tonight. And Wallner, in fact, the lone Twin who is yet to reach.
I don't see anybody up in the A's bullpen, so Harris will have this inning.
Harris has been a guy that Mark Kotsay has asked to throw multiple innings.
He's got that fastball. He can run up there. That super slow breaking ball. That 93 probably looks like it's 97 after the curveball.
So Wallner will take his timeout. Topa and Varland in the Twins pen. And strike 3 on Wallner. So 1 away here in the 7th. The 2nd strikeout for Harris. Here comes Carlos Correa. 1 for 3 tonight, doubled and scored back in the 6th inning. And Correa, as he said back in April, my swing sucks. Change is made, and the numbers have improved drastically. This is the ball I was talking about that has been staying in the ballpark to be played, and sure enough, it is. That's exactly the ball that we were told to watch for before the game tonight, that off the crack of the bat seems destined to slice and go foul, but the wind keeps it in play, and Soderstrom made a nice catch.
Yeah, you see what he did over here. Usually guys will get to the fence and say, oh, that ball's going out. He stays about 5 to 10 feet away from the fence, knowing it's going to come back. And that's just a product of playing here and seeing these balls. It's a great call by you, Corey.
Oh, it's great input there from the great Kenny Korak. And the A's radio booth down the way. 1-0 on Willie Castro.
Yeah, it looks like it's tough to pick up the pitches for Harris here. Like I said, he comes from that top high arm angle. Fastball going, looking like it's trending down, and then it kind of stays up there. Then he's got the curveball that comes from the heavens. He's able to mix those pitches up the way he wants to do it and throw strikes and present them the way he wants to. Definitely be an effective reliever here.
2-2 on Castro. The bullpen for the A's over the last 24 games has an ERA approaching 9.
Hogan Harris in the 96th percentile as far as hard hit percentage. So guys just aren't really squaring the ball up against him. I think a lot of that has to do with the deception.
It's one at full now on Castro, and the payoff pitch, and it's chopped foul. But Harris did walk Trevor Larnach last inning. And keep an eye on that, because I mentioned the bullpen ERA is high, and big reason why the A's bullpen leads all of baseball in walks.
That's not what you want, Corey.
And Castro right on cue coaxes a 2-out walk. The Twins as a team now have walked 3 times tonight, and this inning will continue for Cody Clemens. Clemens hasn't had too many chances to face left-handed pitching since he joined the Twins.
He started the 2-out rally last inning.
Clemens has been on twice, and both times he has reached, he has scored. Here are the numbers that we have referred to. Tough to win, no matter how good your offense is.
Absolutely. That puts a lot of pressure on your offense as well. They've been doing their job, their part this season. But when you're constantly behind, their starting pitchers haven't pitched much better than that. The bullpen's been the main problem. But when you get that lead, you want to be able to hold it, and the Athletics have not been able to do that this year.
Two balls and a strike on Cody. With Castro at first base, he stays, and that's chopped foul. Luis Severino had retired 12 straight Twins. It was a 6-4 game. In the 6th inning, 2 were out. Then Clemens a single. France doubled. Vasquez walked. Buxton a 2-out bases loaded single to make it 8-4. Off Severino, his night ended. Harris came in. Castro leaning a bit and just in safely as he did not drift too far. And let's see if Willie's okay as he dove in, trying to stay safe here, and the A's will not challenge.
Oh boy, they're not challenging that? I don't know if his hand got back. You see the little slip there by Willie. And maybe by the grace of the sliding mitt, he got back to the bat.
The mitt right there helped out. 2-2 on Clemens. Now a full count.
Now you can go.
Now it's okay to go. Yeah. 2 outs, 3-2 count. France on deck if Clemens prolongs the inning. Runner goes, 3-2, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
We've seen a lot of, I guess I'll call it nibbling around the zone from almost every pitcher that's been in the game so far, and Barrett is not having it.
There is Mark Kotsay. One-time outfielder, first baseman of the big leagues, his 4th year managing the A's, and a pitching change is coming up. 2 on, 2 out, Twins by 4. France will bat in a moment. Minnesota Twins baseball is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Thrivent, where finances and generosity are the ultimate double play. Elvis Alvarado takes over for the A's. 3rd pitcher for the A's here tonight. Just recalled from AAA Las Vegas before the game.
There's not a ton of info out there on Elvis. You see what he's got. Pitch arsenal, 4-seam and slider, the 2 primary pitches. In his minor league career, he has struck out quite a few people. He's also walked a lot of people.
2 on, 2 out, Ty France. He's had a good night. 2 for 3, a double, a single, an RBI. He has scored twice. Make that 2 RBI for Ty tonight. And here he is once again. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. The take.
Yeah, this is kind of the guy you want up right here. Chance to add on to the lead.
Chop to the right side, and that's gloved by Urias, and he throws out France, and the inning is over. We stretch in Sacramento, Twins by 4.
Time to take a look at our Progressive upcoming schedule. Still 3 more to go here in West Sacramento. Then the Twins are headed home for a 6-game homestand. We'll see Toronto and Texas for the first time this season. So 6 at home and then back out on the road with a trip to Houston and Cincinnati. But again, 3 more still to wrap up the season-long 10-game road trip, guys.
All right, Audra, thank you very much. And pitching change here for the 7th. Brock Stewart, a scoreless 6th, and now gives way to Sweet Lou. Louis Varland takes over for the 4-run lead.
He's been so good this year, Corey. We saw him on Saturday get out of a huge bases-loaded no-out jam. A couple of strikeouts to Julio Rodriguez, to Cal Raleigh, and then gets Randy Rose ready to fly out. Charged with keeping a 4-run lead here for the Twins.
3-4-5 here for Varland. Knuckle curve low to Rooker. And for 3 is Rooker tonight. And 98 for ball 2.
I've always thought that Varland, like, this is his role. I feel like this is where he fits best on a major league roster, as a guy that can come in and just blow the doors off. And obviously, he's had success this year doing just that.
Varland's lowered his walk rate this season, and Paints there at 98, 3-1 on Rooker.
That's like a freight train coming at you. He gets down that mound, doesn't he?
To short and right at Correa. And he throws out Rooker for out number 1. Well, don't miss out on your last chance to get your Twins pass for the 2025 season for only $79 a month. Get access to every regular season game at beautiful Target Field. But hurry up, your last day to lock in this spot is June 5th. Visit twins.com/twinspass to lock in your spot today. Beauty. Yeah, getting back to your point about Varland and, locking into this bullpen role, I think everybody saw that and agreed that that is most likely where this is going to go. But remember, this time last year, the Twins did not have that luxury just because of the lack of depth the Twins had with their starting staff, mainly at AAA at the time.
And also, Louis doesn't want to, these guys want to be starters. I think there was a little battle there, but he settled into this role very nicely. And with the added depth that you're talking about, the Twins have with their pitching staff this year, it afforded them this luxury to put him back, and he's been a major part of what's been one of the better bullpens in all of baseball. I'm curious to see how Rocco uses the bullpen tonight. 4-run lead, 4-game set, still a couple games after that before you get the off day.
Jax has gone at back-to-back games. He's probably down tonight. I think knowing who was coming up, meat of the order, 4-run game, the numbers at this ballpark, going with a high leverage arm to keep the A's quiet, and that curveball just drops, and Soderstrom is out number 2.
Is that Minnesota nasty? I think it is.
Yes.
We established that that's not really a thing, but we're going to make it a thing. That is, holy. That looks like a fastball, and then all of a sudden it absolutely disappears, and Soderstrom's like, oh. My goodness.
So 2 up, 2 down, and now Langoliers. And Varland got that call off the corner. Langoliers 0 for 2 with a walk. There's 99.
There's nothing you can do right there. You get a pitch called off the outside corner of the plate, then one at the bottom of the zone at your knees. You know this guy's got a freaking buckler coming. I say keep with the heater here, Corey.
Why not? He's got options. 0-2 count. Back to the breaking ball. Those are competitive 2-strike pitches.
They're great, and I think if you're on the A's bench or your Langeliers or Soderstrom, you're like, wait, who's this guy? He was a starter last year?
Comebacker and Varland. Throws out Langeliers and Varland. 3 up, 3 down. A little strut off the mound here in Sacramento. And welcome back to Sacramento. Let's go down to the farm and take a look at the Cedar Rapids Colonels, who are 30-20 so far this season. And Nate Baez, .475 on base percentage back in May. Kyle DeBarge, 17 stolen bases, and last year's first-round pick, Kalen Culpepper. We saw his name in the headlines quite a bit with the numbers he is putting up so far, and his way to start his pro career. And a good start for the Colonels. 10 games over 500. Of course, off tonight. Mondays universally an off day throughout the minor leagues.
That's nice.
Sounds like there's some resentment with that statement.
Yeah, we did not have that in the minor leagues.
Christian Vasquez facing Alvarado, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. As we said, this ballpark is not just the home of the A's, but also the home of the Giants AAA team, the Sacramento River Cats. So there is baseball pretty much every day here throughout the season. Sutter Health Park. 2-1, and Vasquez with a base hit to left.
This might be a silly question, but what's a river cat?
It's a great question, and if there was only a device out there.
No, we don't need to do that. I'm just asking if you have the knowledge.
know.
Nice swing by Vasquez right here, by the way. It's not easy to lock in on a guy like this who has this stuff, and what we assume is control issues. Bounced the ball to the backstop before that pitch.
Oh, Byron Buxton has had a great night and looking to add to it, but that's going to go foul. And this one will land. Wow. What's that down there? Some kind of suite level restaurant?
I don't know, but I'm Googling it.
But the River Cat or the restaurant?
River Cat.
Okay. In the dirt, and this one skips away from Langeliers and Vasquez. Will take second on a wild pitch. All right, go.
It's just a cat. It's often used as a colloquial name for the fishing cat, a wild feline species known for its aquatic hunting abilities. Fishing cats are large, stocky cats with short legs and stubby tails, adapted to spending time in and around water. What?
And there you go. There's what the river cat looks like right there. This is popped up on the infield. And Soderstrom makes the play. Vasquez holds. And there is out number one. Now the A's, they're 9-19 so far here at this ballpark. In their home park for at least the next 3 seasons, maybe 4. Larnach is 1 for 3. And down a strike here in the 8th inning with velo from Alvarado at 99.
Yeah, the stuff is there for Alvarado. It's just the control.
Vasquez at second base.
And if I'm a Twins hitter, I'm completely eliminating every single pitch except for a fastball right now. If he throws you 3 breaking balls in a row, so be it. I'm going to be on the heater.
Off-speed strike 2 on Larnach. Brooks Lee on deck. A's 23-37. Entering play tonight, they have dropped their last 6. 17 of 18, 21 of 24. Sean Newcomb. In the bullpen, 2-2, and Larnach fights it off at 100.
I say it like it's easy just be on a 100-mile-an-hour heater. It's not. With 2 strikes, you have to take into consideration other pitches and protect, but he's doing a good job of doing that right now.
It's been a lengthy at bat here for Larnach. Switch hitting Brooks Lee on deck. Once again, Alvarado to Larnach, fires 2-2 and struck him out. It's a perfect pitch. 100, knee height outside corner. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Twins are finally back home on Friday. Always a blast when the Blue Jays are at Target Field. Should be a great weekend series. Toronto red hot, by the way. Vlad and the Blue Jays in town. Buxton and the Twins await. Get your tickets right now at twins.com/tickets. Toronto's offense is on fire. Up and down that lineup, everybody's hitting.
They've had a couple young guys kind of step up this year. Addison Barger is doing great. Ernie Clement has been that guy. And then you have some established veterans there. Anthony Santander really hasn't given them anything, but Vladdy's doing okay. Bo's doing his normal stuff. They've been playing some good baseball as of late.
1-0 count to Brooks Lee. Started and no swing.
They did lose Dalton Varsho, as one of the more fun players to watch. He came out with I believe a hamstring injury during this series against the A's, but he's one guy that can go get it out there in center field.
39 years ago today, Rod Carew, hot corner, announced his retirement at the age of 40.
And you can see the Twins hitter just not comfortable in the box against Alvarado right now. I mean, the stuff is there, and again, because he is wild, you just don't really get your feet set and dig in like you would against another pitcher who maybe is around the zone a little bit more.
Towards the hole and into right field, a base hit, and Vasquez, he will try and score. It's bobbled in right by Butler, and with that, no play. And Vasquez scores the 9th Twins run. Second hit for Lee, and the Twins have a 5-run lead.
Got that fastball again. That one over the heart of the plate and gets the barrel, finds the hole there at first base.
See if Butler here was maybe thinking runner before handle.
I don't think he was going to get him anyway. He that looked like he didn't get it out in front enough. That was more towards the back of his body. It doesn't matter where you're at. Infield, outfield, you got to go. And your glove's got to be out in front of you. I think his steps were wrong. He wasn't in sync with his steps. So he's fielding that off his right foot, even though it was on the left part of his body.
Wallner 0 for 4. His 3rd game since coming back off the injured list. Wallner missed 38 games. The hamstring injury came back Saturday. Homered his first game back in Seattle. And did not go, ball 1.
I'll tell you what, Corey, we're talking more about Butler out there bobbling that ball in right field, but that's a huge insurance run for the Twins that Lee just came up with. Into the 5-run game.
Topa, he'll be in next on the Twins pen. Hoping that the Twins offense will capitalize on some of these high pitching numbers that the A's feature, and the team has put up 9 so far tonight. And that's smoked into right field, and Wallner reaches for the first time, and Lee will make third. And Wallner, who's had some hard contact tonight, finally rewarded with a base hit, and the Twins have 2 on.
Another pitch that just finds the middle of the strike zone, and 99, 100, 105, it doesn't matter. Big league hitters are going to get there.
So Wallner with a single, he'll leave for a pinch runner. Harrison Bader is in to run for Wallner as Lee and Tommy Watkins chat. Here's Bader. He runs for Wallner. And now Correa. He's 1 for 4 tonight.
Lee and Wallner both just waited it out until they got a pitch over the middle of the plate. Wallner falling behind early.
That was 111, by the way, off the bat for Wallner.
100 in, 111 out, huh?
Here's Correa with 2 outs.
You can just tell Carlos is uneasy in the box. There are certain guys you just kind of don't trust when they're on the mound.
To the right side, and that finds Urias, and he throws out Correa, and the inning ends. Twins add 1. Now a 9-4 game. Brooks Lee, like many, has had a good night tonight. 2 hits. He's knocked in 2 runs, and the Twins now have a 9-4 lead. Varland is out, and Justin Topa takes over here in the A's half of the 8th inning.
Topa featuring a sinker, a sweeper, a cutter, and a changeup. In here with a 5-run lead.
Yeah, we were talking last inning with Louis Varland as we take a look at the defensive changes. Harrison Bader, after running for Wallner, is now in left, and that moves Castro from left to right. As Topa misses inside to Alexander, and it's a 1-1 count. Twins bullpen. Griffin Jax, former starter. Louis Varland, former starter. Cole Sands, former starter. Joan Duran, former starter. Even Brock Stewart, at one point in his career with the Dodgers, he was a starting pitcher. We know the Twins obviously were around them every day, but is that more common than we think it is, that it's going to be overloaded bullpens with guys that were not just starters in their minor league careers, but at one point were also starters in their big league careers?
I don't think that is typical. You know, going back and thinking about rosters, guys that I play with, yeah, I mean, maybe if you go back to early minor league days, you might find that. But a bullpen full of guys that were big league starters, I don't think that's typical. But it's worked out. I can go back and start naming some of the bullpens that we had, especially some of the better ones.
And there's strike 3, and Topa strikes out Alexander, and there is out number 1. And welcome back to the booth, Corey Provis, Trevor Plouffe. I mean, some of your teammates, you know, Glenn Perkins, he was a starter.
He was
Brian
a starter.
Dawson was a starter. Anthony Swarzak was a starter.
Joe Nathan, shortstop. Was he ever a starter at the big league level? I don't think so.
I think so.
Jesse Crane, Matt Guerrier, trying to go through these guys. I actually don't even know.
And Matt Capps, you know, too. He was a reliever. As Correa throws out Urias, and there are 2 down. Just always keeping that option open as you begin to put together what a bullpen may or may not look like in a given year. That, all right, we have a guy, stretch him out as a starter. If it doesn't work out, then we want to at least keep that option open to be a bullpen arm. And with that, maybe a different mix. The velo goes up.
Yeah, I mean, you envision that. There was one guy, man, I love him so much. We would always say, yeah, you go to the bullpen, you're going to get an extra mile an hour or 2 on your fastball. Mike Pelfrey went to the bullpen and lost velo. So.
Joe Nathan, by the way, did start for the Giants before the trade. As Abens, the 2-out singled off Topa, his first hit tonight.
Well, maybe I just didn't know my teammates well enough, I guess, Corey. I didn't think it was typical, but maybe it is, and you start to think about the guys. You try to stay a starter as long as possible. That's what everybody wants to do, and I guess it's the same thing as, you know, any defender here. You're a shortstop until you're not good enough to be a shortstop. That is the truth.
And these are guys that don't want to completely eliminate the possibility of one day perhaps starting again. Asking Cole Sands about that in Kansas City when the Twins were taking on the Royals, and he brought up Seth Lugo as a prime example.
Well, the earning potential is just so much greater as a starter. And I think there's a little bit more focus on you. You know, being a starter, that's what these guys, you know, when you grow up, I don't think many kids are out there, I want to be a high leverage reliever. They're like, I want to start this game. That's just kind of how it is.
Even though the relievers get the cool entrance videos.
That's definitely a perk.
Starter Stone 0-2, and there is strike 3, and Clark strikes out for the third time tonight. Nice inning from Topa, strikes out 2 and a scoreless 8.
It's the top of the 9th. Twins leading 9-4. For all you scammers out there, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Minnesota Twins. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins.
Willie Castro here in the 9th inning, and Sean Newcomb takes over for the A's. And Newcomb back with the A's. He was with Oakland. Did it again. He was with Oakland 2023, 2024, and now he's just with the A's. Here in 25, was with the Red Sox earlier in the season. Castro, not sure how that didn't hit him. He swung anyway, 1-1.
Newcomb throws 6 different pitches over 8% of the time, and there they are. 4-seamer, slurve, cutter, sinker, and he's got a changeup and curveball to boot.
Acquired from the Red Sox on Tuesday for cash. A second appearance with the A's, and Castro greets him with a base hit to left center. The Twins pick up their 13th hit.
I like this. You know, you're up 5 runs, it's the top of the 9th. A lot of times you're like, hey, let's just get to the bottom and win this game. But these at-bats count 2. And he really understands that. Puts together a nice at-bat. Starts this top of the 9th off right.
Now Cody Clemens. He's had a good night, offensively, defensively. And Clemens has reached 3 times here tonight. He scored twice. A's make a change defensively at short. And Max Schumann takes in. Hopefully Jacob Wilson's okay. They're just leaving the game here in the 9th inning down by 5, that he did not injure himself, you know, diving for first base earlier tonight.
Yeah, we showed a few replays of that. We couldn't really tell what went on, if it was his left wrist or if it was his right forearm.
And Clemens pops it up on the infield. Third baseman Alexander taking charge.
But Jake Wilson is one of the more fun guys to watch in baseball, so we do send our well wishes his way.
So 1 away for Ty France.
You know what I haven't done yet?
Okay.
I haven't put a call in.
Oh.
I'll put one in right here,
Okay.
Corey. I had to get it in.
All right. Without Kirilloff in the organization anymore. Well, we lost that one because that was an amazing run. Back-to-back years he called Kirilloff home runs.
Him and I had a little thing going on there, but you know, Ty France, big strong guy.
One at 1. France, one of 5 Twins hitters tonight with a multi-hit game. Buxton 2 hits, Brooks Lee 2 hits, Willie Castro 2 hits, Ty France 2 hits.
All right, he's taking time to set himself. I think he might have heard that I called one for him. He wants to make sure he's really prepared.
Hey, Ty, up here. Trevor thinks you're going to homer.
Oh, my. He's working the count. He's going to get a 3-1 four-seamer. That's what I'm going for here.
That's not fair. Guy's locking in for a 2-1 and a train.
Trains are coming. 3-1. Here we go.
That's got a one-way ticket to Paris. Let's go. Oh, just a base hit to short, into left. So 3 hits for Ty France and a thumbs up once again tonight.
I'll take it. You got the pitch to do it with, Ty. The Frenchman. It's a cutter right here. Yeah, just got to elevate that a little bit. Nice piece of hitting. I think I get my call back because of the base hit, though.
Okay. Good swing. Twins up to 14 hits as a team tonight. And Christian Vasquez, a base hit, scored last inning. Season high most hits in a game is 18. That happened in Milwaukee on May 17th. And now Langoliers will call time.
I'm always so curious, like what he's calling time for here. You know, in previous years, you might have said, "Hey, this guy might have some signs. Let's change it up." But you know, with PitchCom, that's all gone. Maybe something mechanical that he sees.
Cody Funderburk is warming up in the bullpen. Now 3 in a row have missed, with Byron Buxton on deck. And there's a 4-pitch walk. And all right, Coach Trev, do you want to make another call here in the same inning? The floor is yours.
You know, I have to feel it, Corey. I think Buck has a good chance at it, but those feelings, you know, they just come. What about you?
I am going to say he will not hit a grand slam.
Okay.
Because I think he's going to walk. See those numbers, by the way, runners in scoring position. He's up to 405. Sheesh. 2 career grand slams, his last one coming in May of 2019 in Seattle.
That's 6 straight right there. And there's no auto tick here. I don't care if it's 6 straight.
Good call.
Man, he had a chance right there. That was 91 right down the middle.
Twins as a team do not have a grand slam yet this season.
Yeah, that's 2 pitches right there he had to hit. Sometimes it gets difficult when a guy does those 6 in a row. You know, it's just you haven't seen a strike. But that one right there, he missed that one.
Now the 2-2 to Byron, and this is chopped foul. Skid into the A's dugout.
If anything, you just got to get that running from third base here, less than 2 outs. Because we know how the ball flies here.
Sixth pitch at bat to Byron Buxton. 2 hits tonight. He's knocked in 4. Chance to add to those great numbers. He swings and skies it to left field, but in the ballpark. For Avens, catch is made. Castro will tag and he will score. It's a 5 RBI night for Byron Buxton, and the Twins have a 10-4 lead.
That's a great at bat. Look, you get up 2-0, miss a few fastballs, work your bat, extend it, and finally put it in play. You can tell they wanted to hit a grand slam right there, but we'll take the run here, up 6 now. It's a great all-around night for Byron Buxton.
That ties a career high for Buxton, most RBI in a game. 4th time he's done that over his career. And the last time he had a 5 RBI game was in April of 2022 against the White Sox. That might have been the day he hit the walk-off home run off Liam Hendricks to the 3rd deck. This is popped up foul near the A's 3rd base dugout, and that will land out of play.
It tried to come back. Larnach with another chance against a lefty here. I just like the pace of his at-bats. A lot of quality at-bats coming from Larnach as of late.
I mentioned this story before at the outset of spring training. Trevor had a meeting with Rocco Baldelli just requesting more opportunities this year against left-handed pitching, and that meant spring training. Against guys like Chris Sale or Tarek Skubal, whoever, he wanted those at-bats in camp, and he's getting those at-bats here in the regular season. Buxton drives in. Game 2 tomorrow night, same start time. Pablo Lopez, we know he will start for the Twins. A's have yet to announce their starter, and Pablo, really good numbers against the A's. Struck out 14 at the Coliseum last year. We'll have the ball tomorrow night, game 2. 3 outs away from this one ending. Twins have a 10-4 lead. And Cody Funderburk will try and get the last 3 outs here tonight.
Cody coming in to face the top of the lineup here, minus Jacob Wilson. He's out. Schneeman's in.
And Lawrence Butler, who is yet to be retired tonight, leads off. He has reached in all 4 of his plate appearances. 2 walks, a homer, and a double.
See Cody's arsenal there. Another guy that throws a ton of pitches. Cutter, sinker, slider. Change of sweeper.
And a changeup is a kick change. That's a new changeup that Funderburk is using this year. That'll be more in play against righties than lefties. Three and 1 on Butler. 3-2.
I mean, that's 2 really uncomfortable swings by Butler there. Not really seeing the ball. Funderburk, a big lefty. Got to get one in the zone right here.
And that's outside for ball 4.
There are times where you just can't be too fine. You look at those swings that Butler just had right there, and instead of trying to dot up the outside corner 3-2, sometimes you just got to go right at him, understanding an in-bat adjustment just doesn't always happen. Instead, there's a walk and a lead runner on in the 9th.
So first at bat for Schumann here tonight, and that's a foul ball.
And another one. You know, like, these are things you got to see as a pitcher and start to have confidence in that. These guys are taking check swings against you and not seeing the ball particularly well, so let's go attack.
Max Schumann's been fighting it. You see his season numbers, 40 games, but lately just 1 for his last 11. He's better against righties than lefties. Chance to get 2 here. Clemens to Correa for 1. The step, the throw, got him. I could watch that all day, all night. Watching Correa turn double plays. Clemens to Correa. on to France, so the Twins turn a thriving ninth-inning double play.
It's so interesting to watch him. I mean, it's beautiful, but, you know, it's not double play depth, so he's got to hustle to the bag, and then, again, he just doesn't turn the shoulders, but he's got such a strong arm, it doesn't matter. And, yeah, great feed there by Clemens. It's watching Carlos Correa play shortstop. There's a reason, Corey, that I have a red Rawlings symbol and he has a platinum one.
Yeah, you can't see this at home, folks, but there have been times on ground balls tonight when Correa's made a play and Trevor's watching the throw. I could see out of the corner of my eye you shaking your head. It's watching Correa unleash these great throws.
He's able to take his time because of that great arm, but everything's just perfect. The footwork is perfect. You know, it's a thing of beauty. You know, if you've played the position at all, you understand how difficult it is, and Carlos at times makes it look so easy.
I saw that pink glove that he wears. It's his wife Daniela's favorite color, so she got to pick the new glove. The color this year. Now Correa's rocking here in 2025. There it is.
But going back to Funderburk, look, you attack the zone, you get a 2-ball here. You know, I think you got to continue to do that.
And second walk of the inning. And Rooker is on base. Stay tuned for Twins postgame presented by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. We'll hear from Rocco Baldelli. Roger is going to have a special guest try and visit with Byron Buxton tonight. We'll recap this one and get you ready for Game 2 tomorrow night. It's all coming up. Twins postgame presented by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Oh, 2 now on Tyler Soderstrom.
There we go. Fill the zone up.
Twins won 6 out of 7 over the A's last year. One and 2 on Tyler Soderstrom. Check swing, and he went ball game over. And the Twins offense erupts for a 10-spot. Byron Buxton drove in half of the 10. A 5 RBI night for Byron, and the Twins are back in the win column. 10-4 the final score here in Sacramento tonight. Stay tuned, more to come from Sutter Health Park. Twins post game presented by Treasure Island Resort and Casino is coming up after this commercial break on Twins TV.